Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and this episode's subject comes in from Elvert Brawl. I think. Do you think the first-person shooter will ever die? And if so, what do you think will replace it? I can't see the FPS ever straight up dying, like going away forever. I can see it rising and falling in popularity maybe, but I don't think it will ever die because the first-person shooter is so flexible in the type of game it can be involved in. You can put it in a solo single player open world thing like Far Cry. You can put it in another single player more linear adventure like a Halo game, and then of course you have the other side of it, which is the online thing, which people are fucking obsessed over, which is the Call of Duty thing, the Twitch-based first-person shooter military-type games like Battlefield, like COD. And while you might see those series in particular wane with popularity and go up and down in terms of numbers and statistics, I don't think the first-person shooter will ever die, but I think it might be possible one day for something to resurge and come up and become more popular than it. Like one day we might live in a world where things like MOBAs or maybe even some other kind of genre might take over it. Be it third person, all it would need to be is a little change like that. It requires like a certain thing to be the spark that starts the fire, sort of thing. Like before the whole COD thing really rose to the top there, I think things were a little bit more in an even playing field, weren't they? You still had your huge games like Halo and things like that, but you still had your GTAs and everything, which was a third-person game. You had your MMOs, your strategy games, and all these things had their place. But now the FPS has really risen to be one of the most popular and widely accessible style of game that everyone just gets and understands, and they're so easy and sort of mindless to play a lot of the time. So do I think they'll ever die? I don't think so. Would I like them to die? Well, yes and no. I wouldn't want them to die. Maybe for COD to just sort of burn out. Wouldn't mind that, because then everyone would stop copying it. Maybe new ideas will come to the top. Maybe we'd start getting some bigger strategy games or everything. Everyone might cluster over to some kind of third-person game. Everything. It's very unpredictable where things might go. It might all just go over to another first-person shooter. You never know. Everyone loves them. There are plenty of people that their favorite genre of game is the FPS. It's the only thing a lot of people play. So as far as what would replace it, I think that's a really tough question. It's hard to know. Is there anything that dominant? I think it would have to be some kind of online MOBA or MMO that makes its way onto consoles as well as PC for it to move the industry in a certain way. And I think that is possible as long as COD keeps going and eventually starts to burn out. Because I think people are already seeing it with maybe not the numbers, but everyone's always so negative about Call of Duty and other first-person shooters that you would think that we're on the sort of precipice of its popularity now, and maybe it's going to start dying out, and we will see a resurgence of other types of game, other genres of games we haven't really seen for a long time now to be quite as prevalent as they once were. So without looking at numbers or statistics or anything, I think that's a tough one. I'm not really sure what would take it. So what do you guys think? What do you think would replace it if the FPS did actually, in this scenario, die out? Tell me in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated, and make sure you leave suggestions for future Jar Blabs. I'll see you next time. Bye. The Wii U to play Nintendo games. You don't only buy a PS4 to play Sony games, because you'd have nothing to play. You don't only buy an Xbox to only play Microsoft games, because again, you'd have shit all to play for the entire year, apart from like 1 or 2 releases each time. But with Nintendo, people are passionate about it, and they're in a unique place there because people are so infatuated with the series, and they will